All right, barbers, let me guess. You're putting out content every week, maybe even every day, but it's not turning into consistent, high-paying clients. And here's the part that hurts the most. You're showing up, you're staying consistent, you're doing everything the gurus told you to do, but somehow you're still stuck with low quality bookings, last minute cancellations, or clients who don't respect your time. But now it's time to get honest with yourself, because if you've been making the same posts that you've been making the last 6 months and they haven't worked yet, they're probably not going to. Because most barbers obsess over perfecting the technique. And don't get me wrong, that matters, but completely ignoring the one thing that actually gets you seen, and that's their marketing. And the reason I know this so well is because I've actually lived it. I thought I was doing the right thing, posting daily, clean visuals, staying active. And if you're watching this, you're probably doing the exact same thing. But do you want to know the truth? Nothing changed until I started thinking like a business owner, not just a barber. I rebuilt my content around strategy rather than just posting what I filmed that day. And within months, I was charging upwards of £100 a cut with clients who respected my time, showed up on time, and valued what I did. If you're sitting here thinking, if I just post enough, the high-paying clients will eventually come, you know you're lying to yourself. Yeah, you'll get clients, but the wrong ones. The ones who want discounts, who cancel last minute or don't even show up at all, who say, come on bro, it's extra money, but still pay you the same low rate, and expect you to sacrifice time with your loved ones just to squeeze them in. The thing is, most barbers get it all wrong. It's not about more content, it's about the right content. The kind of content that builds trust, establishes authority, and positions you as a premium expert in a crowded market. But if you've never seen any of my content and you're new to this YouTube channel, I'm Tim Brace. I've been a professional barber for the past 10 years, and I've spent the last 5 building high-level content that's earned me over 100,000 followers and allowed me to charge premium prices, all from a salon in my back garden. But now my mission is simple: build a community of like-minded barberpreneurs just like you, who want to turn their content into real clients and real income. No more random posts, no more bullshit, just strategy and systems that actually grow your business. This is part 3 of a 4-part series on building a 6-figure barber brand. So if you're serious about leveling up, hit that subscribe button and check out parts 1 and 2 in the description, where I break down the full Barbers ecosystem and how to optimize your profile and booking link. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn your views into real bookings, use authority that positions you at the top, build your own visual style so that you stand out, and avoid content mistakes that keeps most barbers stuck at the bottom. So if you're tired of being someone that's just another barber, this video flips that. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome to section 1, the mindset shift. Let's just rewind back to when you first started cutting. Let's remember what they drilled into your head. Perfect the fade, master the technique, indulge in the education. So what did you do? You did just that. You watched the tutorials, bought the courses, and practiced late nights. But even the blurriest fade won't save you if nobody knows who you are. Here's the truth: 90% of barbers don't grow because they don't know how to market themselves. They've mastered the clippers, but they're invisible online. So let's go ahead and break this down, because I've got a diagram that shows you exactly how to not be invisible. Okay, so here's the diagram I was talking about. This is the 90-10 rule that most barbers get wrong, okay? There's 2 types of barbers in the industry right now when it comes to creating content, all right? So I'm gonna show you the correct way and the wrong way so that you can start creating content that actually positions your brand the right way. So let's dive in a little bit deeper. So right now, 90% of barbers are here with the main focus on becoming the most technically skilled as possible, okay? They're watching and learning every free minute they have and investing any spare penny they have into improving their skills. But the problem is, you may have all the skills, but no one's seeing your content. As I like to say, you're a diamond in the rough. You have all of the technique, but you have nothing to actually get seen and seen by those high-paying clients. This is the wrong way to go about things. However, if you really want to make yourself stand out, you need to do what 10% of the barbers are doing. And this is how you really start to build that premium personal brand. Okay, so this works so well is because whereas some barbers are doing both, and because there's so few of them, they instantly stand out in a crowded market, okay? By doing this, they showcase their technique, precision, while also attracting new high-paying clients. This allows them to build a unique personal brand created by professionalism and technique. So let's just cover that again, because 90% of barbers focus so much on getting the technique, but they forget about actually the marketing aspect that gets them seen by these high-paying clients. And like I said, you're a diamond in the rough. You can't just rely on technique, because not everyone's going to see that. Ultimately, clients don't know how you perform the perfect graduation. However, if you can highlight that through a well-crafted video, instantly you've mastered technique as well as marketing, and that's how you get the golden ticket. So this is why I say it's the wrong way and the right way, because ultimately we want to make ourselves stand out, because like we covered in the previous video, there is millions and millions of barbers accounts online. So how do you actually make ourselves stand out? But there are a select few that understand marketing as well as everything that goes in between the content. These barbers down here are the ones who understand it and know the importance of mastery, both technique as well as marketing. Who do we have here? We have Alexi Michael, Sam Rascal, and Josh Monica. Monica. And within the industry, these are some huge names. They've absolutely mastered it. They have great followings on Instagram and they can charge practically whatever they choose. Okay, so everyone knows Alexi for his crisp, clean, educational content that highlights his technique. Everyone knows Sam for his unique, stylish fashion and strong technical haircuts. And lastly, everyone knows Josh for his wildly creative cuts and flawless technique and precision. They all have one thing in common though. They've mastered their own unique marketing and personal branding. They've built authority through their content because look at me right now. I'm creating a video using them as inspiration purely for the fact because of their content and position that they've positioned themselves in throughout Instagram and social media. But this has allowed them to go in different directions so they're not just solely reliant on cutting hair, okay? This has allowed them to scale. So if we take Alexi Marco, for example, he's created Learn to Cut. And Sam Rascal has created Rascal Education as well as Rascal Hair Products. And lastly, Josh has built Menspire. Everyone who knows anything about technical hair cutting knows about Menspire as well as Menspire Academy and all of the products come with it. All because they've learned marketing and technique and they've combined the two together. This, like I say, is all because of content. You need to realize that content is the one thing that bridges you from turning your local skills into global impact. So you really need to focus on actually honing in your content and become that diamond that shines rather than the diamond in the rough. So let's just go over it, the 90-10 rule. Stop thinking that you just need to focus on technique because unfortunately, technique is not enough anymore. A lot of people can do a great fade, but no one can actually market themselves to position themselves as that authority to get those high paying clients. Become one of those 10% barbers where you're mastering technique and marketing. Make sure we're doing the right way because by doing this, it allows you to combine your technique as well as marketing so you can teach others. And it gives you that way to differentiate yourself from people and just look up to Sam Rascal, Alexi Marco and Josh and Monica as living proof as marketing is just as important as technique. But now let's jump into section 2 of the video. So you need to ask yourself, what is the point in being world class and have the most amazing technique if no one even knows you exist? Let's take McDonald's for example, right? We all know the food isn't the best. Quite honestly, the food's pretty shit, but their marketing is incredible. And that's why they're one of the biggest brands in the world. So we need to make sure that we're not just focusing on technique. We need to understand marketing is how we get seen because you can't attract premium clients if your brand isn't premium. And that's where the shift really starts to begin. This is where you go from being a barber to being a barberpreneur. And that is my goal, is building barberpreneurs who actually see social media and their barbering business as a full-time business rather than just a hobby when they simply post what they filmed that day. Jumping in to section 2, clicks to clients as I like to say. Now we've got your mindset in a solid position, it's time to get tactical. Here's a 3-part content strategy that turns followers into clients without selling your soul to the algorithm. Because right now, your page is probably full of haircut videos, a few transitions, and maybe that clean cut bro comment here and there. But let's face it, comments don't pay the bills, clients do. And clients book when your content creates one of these 3 things: trust, curiosity, and connection. Let's show you how to create content that does all 3 of those things. Okay, so we've got another diagram here, and this is where I explain the 4 core content styles, okay? And once you master these, you can really take your personal brand in any direction that you choose. So let's go ahead and break down the 4 best performing content styles. The 4 best converting content styles that all the top barbers in the industry are using are authority content, conversion content, connection content, and engagement content. So let's break down exactly what each one of these are and how we can create them. So you want to build authority content, all right? The main purpose of authority content, right? This positions you as the expert. This is where you build trust by showing that you're not just a good barber, you're a professional with standards, okay? The authority content, the main purpose here is to show potential clients that you know exactly what it is you do because you've mastered your technique. You know how to fix their problems and exactly how you're going to get there with conviction the whole way through. This is a great way to build authority. When you look at anyone in a space that you look up to them because they built the authority through the content. The exact same with clients, all right? They need to know that you know exactly how to fix their problems and give them the exact haircut that they want. Okay, so the next content style we're going to cover is conversion content. This moves people to the booking link, okay? This is where you make it easy for them to say, yes, I want to get booked in with Tim, all right? This content is already answering the questions your ideal client is asking, okay? So what we're going to do, this could be highlighting problems that they might be facing that their current barber can't be fixing, okay? And you're showing how you fix these problems. So instantly they go, shit, that is what I've been looking for. Tim knows exactly how to fix the problems that my barber can't do. Boom, straight away they want to get booked in with you because they know that you can give them what they desire. The next content style that's extremely effective is connection content. We need to make sure when we're creating content, we're actually being a human, okay? This builds loyalty. This is where you show the why behind the reason of the technique and why you're doing things. People don't just buy the cut, they buy into you, okay? Anything that results into anything. I bet when you bought a car or anything, You mostly buy into the brand because you like that. You buy from the person because you trust them, okay? So we need to build connection between us and our audience. This is how you build a true personal brand. Ultimately, we're building a brand on ourselves. We're not a computer, we're not AI. People want to buy into us because they like us. So show your personalities, show you how you fix people problems, but try and make it as raw as possible so people can actually buy into you. And trust me, but once you've mastered this, you will literally have a cold audience of clients who will pay whatever you want because you built that connection and they buy into you. It's happened for me. I'm not the best hair cutter in the world, but I built that connection with my clients. I built that connection with my audience so people trust me and they want to buy into me because of me. So once you master this, you'll have an army or an audience of people who just want to support you. And finally, a content style that's really, really crucial is engagement. Ultimately, we want to get people flooding onto our page to grow our page and exposure and give ourselves more reach, all right? So it's super crucial that we actually understand how to create content that sole purpose is just to get engagement and drive people to our page, okay? So, like I said, the sole purpose is to drive as many eyeballs onto our page as possible and get them into your ecosystem. If you don't know what an ecosystem is, make sure to go check out my previous video where I break it all down. It's linked down below. Make sure you check it all out. This is the whole content strategy that I've used to build a 6-figure barber brand in a shed in the middle of nowhere. But what you need to remember is mastering these content styles is crucial, because once you master these, you can take your business in any direction that you please. You can charge any price for a haircut and people buy into you, and you position your brand as that authority and that premium. So they go, that is actually worth it. Tim's upped his prices by 20 quid. I'm going to stay loyal to him because I don't feel like I can get a haircut anywhere like this, anywhere else. But here's how you actually create that content. It's all well and good what you need to create, but how do you actually create it? So authority content, okay? The best way to create authority content is by highlighting techniques you're confident in. And the key is to give away real value for free. Ultimately, we want to give as much away for free so that people feel like they're getting something from you before they buy something from you. If you're doing this for clients, right, you could give them a tip on how to style their hair if they only have 10 minutes in the morning, okay, for busy professionals. But this video style works especially well when you're positioning yourself as a go-to resource for barbers looking to level up their technique, right? If you're giving educational tips and you want to go into the educational realm, giving barbers a quick tip on how to actually do graduation properly or how to get a clean taper, just giving someone free value. Like I just mentioned with the clients, telling them how to get that same style that they get when they leave the salon. But when we're structuring these videos, all right, we need to hook them during the first 5 seconds, both visually and verbally. This is the most crucial part, and this is what's going to make your video perform or not perform, as simple as that. But then we're going to use the next 10 to 15 seconds to demonstrate the technique and explain why you do things. Rather than just showing, explain why you do it. Build that authority and show people that you actually know what you're talking about. And then within the final 5 seconds, show them the outcome. Finish strong with a clear CTA. Tell them to get booked in, tell them your location, make it as easy as possible for them to take that next step, which is sitting in your chair. But next, we're going to go into conversion content, okay? This is the most effective way to convert views into clients, and that is done by process and consultation videos. I've mentioned this time and time again. It's super important that we master these 2 content styles. And this is super important that we highlight the problems your clients are facing, okay? This shows you exactly how you fix what their last barber couldn't. But how are we going to actually structure the video, okay? We're going to jump into the process video. This is how you structure it. Again, similar to the authority content, we're within the first 5 seconds, hook them visually using at least 6 quick clips and 4 zoom lengths of you mapping out the haircut. This is super crucial, like I mentioned before. This is what I call a visual hook. And this is going to differentiate whether your video performs well or badly by increasing the watch time of the audience watching. But again, within the next 10 to 15 seconds, showcase your precision and technique, but make sure you keep the angles and zooms dynamic. There's nothing worse than seeing these videos that are completely flat, shot from the same angle, the same zoom length, because clients just get bored. But what I always say is the attention economy, okay? Because in this day and age, people's attention economy is so low. They're gonna swipe off your video super fast if it's not engaging. But with the final last shot, make sure we're wrapping up with clean, fully styled hair, fully finished product, show off the transformation, and again, finish with a CTA to direct people to the booking link. But now we've understood that, let's create our consultation video. It's slightly different structure to the process video because within the first 15 to 20 seconds, we're going to hook them verbally by highlighting the exact problems your client is facing. And then we're going to ask them exactly why they specifically to choose to sit in your chair rather than everyone else. This opens up the door to build you as an authority and start highlighting why people want to sit in your chair. Is it due to your blurry fades? Do you have that technique, or is it just a connection and understanding that you have of the client's problems? Then within the next 5 to 10 seconds, show yourself fixing the specific area that they mentioned. Let's say they said your crown is too short. You can highlight how you're going to keep length on that crown because you're tailoring it to that specific problem, all right? Using the technique that you explained within the consultation. Now, coming into the final 10 seconds, finish with your client's reaction and ask how it compares to their last barber. This again builds authority, shows shows people that you fix the problems, and it allows the client to talk more than you because this shows that you're not forcing them to talk. Make sure you highlight their reaction because this is your biggest social proof. The third content style, connection content. The best way I've found to create connection content is through voiceovers, okay? The video structure is the same as a process video, okay? But this time you're building a story around the haircut and the technique you're using. But the thing is that's different, you make sure that you're going deep into the technique that you're actually using, okay? Show the why behind it, how it helps the client, the problem it solves, and the attention behind every move, okay? You really want to make this a story, okay? Explain how the client walked in and he wasn't feeling confident. You're using this technique in a specific reason, and the goal is to leave the client happy, okay? But again, how are we going to structure this? Hook them during the first 5 seconds, the exact same every video. The first 3 to 5 seconds is crucial, but we're going to do it both visually and verbally. Use the next 10 to 15 seconds to demonstrate the technique and explain the why behind you do things. Go into as much detail as possible. But again, make sure we're not doing a lecture here. Keep it storytelling, keep it vibey, keep it free flowing. All right, we want to make this as engaging as possible and we're not giving a free lecture. But again, within the final 5 seconds, show the outcome, then finish with a strong CTA. Directing people to the booking link so we actually get an ROI on our content. Now, moving on to the final content style. These are super easy to create. And if you only have 5 minutes, you can create 2, 3, 5 of these a day, okay? And that is engagement content. This is the most effective way I found to get huge engagement on your profile, is by capturing the most satisfying parts of your haircut. What could they be? They could be your shape ups, profile sections, clean cutting lines, and beard lineups. Anything where you see a good chunk of hair falling off or you're taking that clean profile section. And ultimately, the video structure, we need to make sure we're keeping this under 10 seconds. The sole purpose is to just drive as many people onto our profile. Bonus tip, add a little bit of ASMR. People love to hear the sound of the scissors going through the hair, the water bottle being sprayed, the clipper over comb, those sort of things. People also want to know the senses through their eyes and their ears. So if you can combine both, that's how you master a perfect video. But with these content styles, it's super crucial that you get in your head that you're posting at least 5 pieces of content each week from one of these 4 content styles. And what you need to do is double down on what's working. If your process videos perform better than your consultations, start posting 3 process videos a week and 2 consultations, okay? Vice versa. If your consultations are performing better, post 4 consultations a week and 1 process video, okay? But minimum, you need to be posting 5 times a week because ultimately, consistency is the aim of the game. I said in the previous video, how can you compete against barbers who are posting 6, 7 times a week if you're posting 1 to 2? There's just no comparison. But trust me, once you master and you're rotating these 4 content types, you build trust, connection, and give people a reason to actually take action. So there's no more posting randomly, no more algorithm guessing games, just strategy that makes your content a client generating machine. So if you're a barber that wants to learn how to create scroll stopping content that actually positions you as a high level barber and attract premium clients, I've made the perfect thing. It's called the Content Accelerator. It breaks down my whole filming, editing, and posting process that I use to create all of my videos. And over 80 plus barbers have used it and I've had nothing but positive reviews. If you want to learn how to create scroll stopping content in the next 60 minutes, click the link down below and grab yourself the Content Accelerator. Moving on to section 3, building your own visual identity. So we've got the strategy, but now we need to make you recognizable. Here's the issue that most barbers get wrong. They scroll, save, and copy, and that's why nobody remembers them. The difference between just another barber and a premium brand is a unique visual identity. What you need to ask yourself is, will someone recognize your content without even seeing your profile name on any platform? If they can't, you need to change that by updating and creating your own visual identity. And the thing is, I promise you, 99% of barbers do not even think about this. So let's recover. How do barbers create most of their content? The reason I know this is because I've done this for years and I used to do it too. You scroll through reels, you find something that catches your eye, you save it, and then you recreate it. But here's the problem when you do all those things. When you copy other people's content styles, you disappear into the noise, okay? You blend in, you become just another barber doing the same transitions, the same edits, using the same viral sound you've heard 10 times already. You don't become memorable, and that's the problem. You're not standing out. But what actually separates average barbers from premium personal brands is this. They don't just post trends, they build a look, a feel, and a style that is instantly recognizable. Like I mentioned, think about this. Can somebody recognize your content without even seeing your name or face? If not, Let me show you exactly how to change that. And the thing is, it's a lot simpler than what you think. Here's a quick and easy visual identity breakdown that you can take info from and start implementing straight away. Number one, make sure you have your signature angles. Choose 1 to 3 angles, repeat them. This could be bird's eye view, over the shoulder, side on, anything like that. Just make sure it's consistent the whole way through. Make sure your edits are the same color grades, text styles, anything like that, the pacing of your video. Just make sure it's consistent the whole way through. Then with your brand theme, how is your content? Is it cinematic? Is it raw? Is it chill? Choose one, stick to it, okay? Because when your content looks premium, your brand feels premium. And premium clients pay premium prices. So make sure your content has consistency on every single social media platform so that any person watches your content and instantly knows it's yours without even seeing your face. This is how you build a true premium personal brand. Coming in to the final section, content no-goes. Let's talk about the stuff that's secretly killing your brand, because right now there's a wave of funny barber content, which consists of roasting clients, making forehead jokes, clickbait shock humor. Don't get me wrong, it gets views, absolutely. But premium clients don't want to be roasted. They want results. Okay, so I've created another diagram. This is the final one of the video, but this kind of breaks down the content no-goes that you need to watch out for that are actually killing your business, even though most barbers think it helps. But I've kind of broken down the two kind of styles of barbering personal brands that are going about the internet right now and what I think they're doing to their brands. And it's going to show you the kind of way in which I think the industry is going and the direction I think you should take, so you don't need to make those mistakes that a lot of barbers are making right now. So what are those two styles of personal brands? Right now, we have viral gimmick barbering or premium positioning barbering, okay? And it's super crucial that you know the difference so you can pick the right one. And I'm going to give you my choice to help you make the right decision. But what we can see right now with the viral gimmick barbering, right? They're doing one of three things, all right? The current way barbers are approaching content is one, they're clout chasing gimmicks, all right? Roasting clients, clickbaiting captions, stage reactions, okay? But the problem is you're just another funny barber, not a respected expert. The problem is people are chasing views, but you got to imagine clients don't want to sit there in your chair, pay you 100 quid for you to tell them how big their forehead is, all right? It's just not great. You're just chasing the algorithm, and I hate the fact that the industry is going this way. They're chasing views over premium quality and consistency, or they're only showing haircuts with no context and no CTAs, no voiceovers, no stories, just before and afters with trendy music. The problem is it shows skills but no value. You're not showing any process. You're not showing a transformation from point A to point B. The clients want to see. They want to see the client when they come in to when they leave and how you got them there. Clients want to be shown how you solved the problem and how you actually create a tailored service to them, okay? And finally, they're following every trend without a thought. Overused TikTok audios, copycat transitions, and this is one problem, you just blend in. Like we mentioned before, you just position yourself to look like one of the 90% of videos that they just scroll through, all right? Making you lose your value and credibility. Like I said, you want to position yourself in that 10% bracket rather than 90% of the barbers who are following all of these gimmicks right now. Why don't you differentiate yourself and build that premium personal brand that no one seems to be doing right now, because people are just chasing clout, getting tape measures out and measuring people's foreheads. It's just shit in my opinion, not building anything premium, and it's not built for longevity, which leads to burnout, lack of passion of content you create, chasing views rather than landing high paying clients. But what you need to realize, this is actually costing you premium clients, okay? You're going into a crowded market, right? When you create content like this, you're positioning yourself in a crowded market, low trust part of the market, I like to say. You're giving high paying clients no reason to choose you because you look like the last 10 barbers they've just scrolled past on their feed. You're chasing followers more than actually high paying clients. You attract followers, but not clients. What's the point in having 100,000 followers when no one's going to come and sit in your chair? You'll fit perfectly into the algorithm and gain followers, but they'll be dead end followers. Like I said, 100,000 followers, but no one in your chair. You need to ask yourself, would you rather have 100,000 people who find your content satisfying or 1,000 people who are willing to pay you premium prices to sit in your chair? Because trust me, I know what I would rather choose. I'm not chasing virality, I'm chasing money. But the thing is, you also sacrifice respect for reach. This is crucial. You sacrifice the respect of your personal brand, the professionalism, for solely the number on the screen. You're too fixated on the number on the screen instead of creating content that actually communicates your value to high paying clients, because you'd rather get 100K likes than one client who'll pay you $100 to sit in your chair. But you're also, finally, you're training your audience whether you realize it or not. If your content is all about entertainment, you're conditioning people to see you is a source of laughs, not high-level professionalism. And that makes it nearly impossible to scale your barbering business in the long run. You might have a short-term success, you might sprout in followers, but long-term, this can't go on. Clients get bored and trends change. Whereas if you build the strong foundations of a premium personal brand, you have the longevity and the chance to scale your business wherever that might be. But the thing is, okay, you might be funny, you might be able to go viral, but you're not fully booked. You're not gaining those premium clients. And now I'm going to show you the right way on how you should be building your personal brand, okay? And this is the Scalo way. At Scalo, we're here not to chase views, but we're here to build barberpreneurs who attract by mastering content that actually attracts respectful and high-paying clients. Instead of chasing short-term followers and temporary viral moments, we focus on building premium personal brands designed for longevity and scalability. This is all done by building trust. Every piece of content builds trust and builds a trusted brand, which is super crucial. We want to build that trusted premium personal brand. The content we create is designed to automatically position you as a high-level professional and make premium clients want to book because they've seen your consistent, high-level quality work in action. This also makes great direction. It's super important that we actually create content that is going in the right direction for the future, okay? We're going to create content that allows you to take your brand in any direction. Instead of just chasing views to boost the numbers on the screen, we create content with purpose, okay? Content that builds a brand bigger than what just happens behind the chair. This opens doors to passive income, so you're not relying solely on cutting hair to get paid. At Scalo, we show you the techniques, so if you want to learn how to create money online, you want to learn how to become an educator, we show you how to position your content so that you don't have to solely rely on earning money behind the chair. Or if you want to earn as much money behind the chair, we have the systems in place to raise your prices to wherever you choose by solely positioning your content correctly. Rather than chasing viral gimmicks, we're building personal brands that are actually premium. Think about it. It's not about what gets clicked, it's about what gets clients, okay? It's super crucial that we know exactly how to get clients from our views. Rather than building short-term gain and followers, we're building a premium brand that's easy to scale and has longevity without burnout, and creating content that actually aligns with your goals and what you enjoy creating. But it's actually crazy. Once I refined my content and shown the value, the experience, everything shifted. Premium clients started coming in, I was busier than ever, and my content was blowing up. But the thing is, it's not just me. Inside of Scalo, within the last 30 days, we've had Kobe jump from 5K views to 30,000 views, gain 5 clients from just one post. Jake hit 1.1 million views in just 10 days, and George jumped from 600 to 100K views on his first video. And the best part, they raised their prices and no one flinched. No one batted an eyelid because they positioned their content correctly. But here's the crossroads. You have one of 3 options. You can simply jump off this video, do nothing, and go watch a guy eat a burger, okay? Or you can keep posting, keep hoping, but hoping isn't a strategy. It's self-sabotage. Option 2, you can do it yourself. And this is what I did over the past 5 years. But it's very frustrating, you're very tired, it often leads to burnout, and occasionally you give up because you're not seeing any results. And the final option, you can work with me. Together, one-on-one, we'll raise your income, build a premium personal brand, turn your content into a client machine. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click the link below, book a free strategy call, or DM me 150 on Instagram, and you'll get all the information you need. Let's start building your brand the right way. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.